All right. Hello, arts, third period, intermediate. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday. It's feeling very weird here at school. Okay, so where are we right now? Right now, we are going to look at what you're doing. Let's remind everybody that every day you have a sketchbook assignment, and it should start today with Caravaggio's. You know what? I'm going to have to change this because this was for a 5-week. Caravaggio, so it's going to be this one today, that tomorrow, and then I might try to get y'all to do both at the same time. Anyway, you have your sketch assignments to do. You upload those. I'm pretty sure I put where to upload. I'm just telling, let's see. Okay. Anyway, you have your sketches assignments. I know you can get to today's. What I want to talk to you about is your project. Last week, I said we were going to do some sort of organic design drawing, and I just kind of stopped all that because I want to back up and still kind of review for my intermediate students that I don't know. We just finished a line design with the Zentangles, and this is a quick little project. I want you to, you're going to be drawing arrows in a graffiti way. Caitlin, I might have done that with y'all before, but I don't think so. Do you remember? So your assignment is very easy. Now you're in intermediate art, so I feel like you should be able to do a little bit more. In your announcement, it said that you're going to draw 3 arrows with 1 overlapping. Like here's an example of this. You're in the intermediate, so you could do more than 1. You have that option. I would try, since you're intermediate art, to try to do something like this with when it kind of goes through one part and comes out the other. All you're doing is drawing this flat arrow shape, and then you're going to come back and add dimension to it. I'm going to show you how to do that. It's very, very easy. You can get as creative as you want. You can do this in pencil value. I've given you some examples right here of how to do it. But before you do all that, I want to show you some more information. So you're basically doing a study of graffiti arrows in value just using your pencil. However, you can use color pencils, or if you're into hatching and cross hatching, hopefully everybody remembers that from foundations. You can use that. So anyway, starting with the arrows and graffiti. Quote of the day from a very famous graffiti artist, Banksy. Graffiti always has been a temporary art form. You make your mark and then they scrub it off, which is an interesting concept because sometimes, they may keep it, but most of the time, graffiti is seen as, just disrespect and what do you call it when you are vandalizing. Very quickly, I want to show you a little bit about Banksy, because I think he's just a fascinating graffiti artist. And somewhere, oh yeah. Okay, so Banksy is from, can I start it from the beginning? Banksy's from London, and he's like a world-renowned graffiti artist. What he's known for are these images that just pop up in the middle of the night. Some of them are quite large. Some of them are controversial. This is an image of Marilyn Manson. It's a stencil in a prison suit, hitchhiking anywhere. He was a serial killer in London. And so, this is kind of a like, oh, you're walking to work and then all of a sudden there's this life-size stencil of a serial killer that's trying to hitchhike, to go anywhere because, he's about to get caught. And this is a very famous one. You might have seen this somewhere on social media. That's a very, very famous, and it's gigantic. He has so many, a lot of them are dealing with contemporary issues. He's very controversial. Like this would be like a marital affair, you know. I mean, he's very controversial. He really just puts things out there. I haven't even been following him right now. It would be interesting to see what type of art he's doing right now with COVID and everything. This is an interesting, image. It's in New Orleans. Now he's from London, and he did all these graffiti things everywhere in London. And then he came over here to the United States. The best thing about him that I'm obsessed with is nobody knows what he looks like. Nobody knows who he is, what he looks like, which is just amazing. I'm just going to kind of, think about, and I don't quite know 2008. Yes. So that was before Katrina. These images he's putting up, there's this rundown business that says no loitering, but then there's this old man, sitting there with this little American flag. See if I see any more. Yeah. I mean, this is in Bethlehem, Jerusalem. So he's making all kinds of statements. He's amazing. Moving on past him, I do want to say something about him that I thought was really cool, especially since nobody knows what he looks like. He came to New York City a few years ago. I don't know, maybe 10, 15 years ago. And he went to Central Park. And so, he's got really cool Banksy images and stuff. So he had a whole bunch, like on larger paper, because these are like screen prints, so you can make a whole bunch of them. He had a whole bunch of his designs out on this table and was selling them for $100. And everybody's coming up because some of those images are very iconic. If you know Banksy, he's very, a lot of these images are iconic, especially that flower bomb one. And everybody in Central, or the people that are in Central Park, very culturally, diverse people, were like, "You're not Banksy. Like, this is ridiculous." They're like, "Oh, okay. You're gonna get in trouble first." Anyway, long story short, it really was him, and people missed out on a piece of his actual art, for $100. Like, when I'm telling you, he's like top graffiti. He's major in the world. Nobody knows what he looks like. It was really him. He's like, "No, it's really me. It's really me." So that puts you in a judgment. Like, I probably would have. So, you're walking through Central Park. Here's this guy. He's got all this artwork that you recognize. Did he steal it? Did he go to like Office Depot and print it out? And now, he's making quick money, or is it really him? Like, I thought that was an interesting experiment. That just blows my mind. So that's a little bit on that. You're just going to be drawing some arrows, very simple. I really do want you to explore overlapping. In your announcements, it says just 3, but these should not be that hard for you guys. Where this kind of project came from, this is another graffiti artist. And I'm just going to show you him really quick too. You can click on all these hyperlinks in your canvas. He's a graphic designer, but he's also a graffiti artist. Is kind of where he started. And this is kind of where this project came from. He does these very, the arrows and directions obviously mean activity. And he does these really cool designs just with arrows. It's a perfect example of, what I want you to do. Instead of shading it, he's used value, crosshatch and hatching. So this is a perfect example of what I want you to do. You can do value by hatching, cross-hatching. You can do value by shading, kind of like when we did those value strips. Some of you are, very creative, and, you could definitely come back in and do something in color. I like how this arrow is like turning like this. Perfectly fine on notebook paper. If you've had me before, I've showed you kind of how to do a ribbon. I'll show that on the board in a minute, but you could turn, these ribbons into moving arrows. So that's what you're working on today. I thought this was really cool just for y'all to see his work on, these cans that, he might have started selling, or a product designer for like a caffeine, you know, like a Red Bull type of thing. So let me see. Oh, I can't click on that. Yeah, I'll let y'all look at that. So that's what you're doing today. You're working on your sketch. I'm going to kind of sketch on the board really quick for those of you at home, and or for those of you that don't, might not have had me. I'll do a couple of little examples. It's really not hard. What I'm more care about is how you take these small little things I'm asking you to do and, you know, show yourself, show your art. Art intermediate is less about, well, she wants me to draw 3 value strips, so I'm going to draw 3. You know, now it's about taking an assignment or a thought and how can you twist it into your own designs and your own looks. I'm going to draw on the board without falling and turn the overhead on. Turn the light on. So obviously I've been drawing on the board earlier today. It's very simple. You can start off and you can do like really geometric. You can do really geometric arrows. Or you can do, you know, organic ones. I'll come back to that. But so here you do, you draw your arrow shape. It's, you know, flat. And now you're gonna make it a little bit more dimensional. I'm gonna pull my Zoom people up so they can see. Okay, so now anywhere it changes direction, you know, I'm just gonna do a straight line. Should be familiar to most people. It's just like drawing a box, turning it into a cube. You're doing the same thing here. And so then whatever's here is gonna be here. Whatever's here is here. Same concept. Whatever, if this is a, you know, kind of, you're mirroring what the top line is. Same thing here. So it slopes down. So this one's going to slope down. Oh, marker fell. Trying to keep, you know, the same lines, and then here to here. Oh, and then here to here. Okay, and that's it. That's all you need to, I'm sorry. Once you start doing this, you'll realize, oh, I have not, I've still got more angles to do. Just a little one there. And that's it. Now you can come back and shade any way, any parts you want to. Typically these are a little bit darker. You can do it like that guy did in the video. Like if you're using a pen, you could do some hatching. Hatching lines go one way. And then cross hatching, if you need to make it a little bit darker, you could, do your value that way. You could shade it with a pencil. You could shade the negative space. The negative space is what's around it. Like if I came here and did another arrow, I keep wanting to go the same way. Okay, so now I've drawn another one on top of this. This is overlapping, and that's what I want you to kind of figure out, what's on top, what's not, while not getting lost. So now that I've drawn that, I'm gonna erase the lines, just the lines for the one that's below it. And then I'm gonna come make this one dimensional. Probably not the best spot to do it right on top of my other one. So that's how you overlap. You just pick whichever one you want on top. Same concept, hatching lines for value. When you need less value, less, if you want to do it in marker or pen. My example is in pencil value. And so forth. For those of you that don't know me, can I see this here? Or you haven't done a ribbon, let me show you how to do a ribbon real quick. Because you can take this concept of the arrows and turn it into a ribbon. So to do a ribbon, well, let's just start off with the ribbon part first, and then we can come back in and make it like arrows. Do a curved line, or you can, I mean, you can do this as well. Then you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna come back in, and everywhere it changes, you're gonna put a line, and then you're gonna connect like here to here, here to here, just like you did on making the triangles. The goal is to try to keep this even. See how I got wide right there? Same thing here. Might look better with the angular way. Literally going from here to here, here to here. Now, you can come and then put your arrow in however you want to. And, you know, obviously y'all will draw better than how I am on this board with this marker. And that's it. So I just want to see creatively what you can do with the concept of arrows overlapping. It is dealing with graffiti, so you might want to look up some graffiti artists. You could put some words in it if you wanted to. I'm going to back our Zoom camera back up and show you and this is just in your sketchbook. Doing your sketchbook, it doesn't have to be big. Here's a, you know, just kind of like a pencil sketch, exploring, overlapping, wrapping around. Here's one in hatching and cross hatching. You can see, you know, maybe you want to write something in graffiti. You know, what can you do in your sketchbook that's showing dimension with arrows? That's what we're doing today. Make sure you're doing your sketch assignment. I'm going to post this video, and that's it. Y'all got any questions? It should be Caravaggio. You don't see it? I've been doing so much on the thing that it might not even be showing up. Let me go. Let me see. All right, I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna make sure your sketches are so you can find them, and I will see y'all tomorrow.